guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be replacing the starter in my car. Now, over the last little while, I've been experiencing some issues with my starter. Some key indicators the starter is going bad is that once I tried to crank over the car, it would just click and not start. And I have to repeat the process multiple times, but always click and not start, and then eventually it will start. Another key indicator is that it will do a partial crank, which means it will crank over for a fraction of a second and then stop. And then you have to repeat the process. Either it happens again, partial crank, or it would just click and not start, and then finally it will start. And there will be times that it will just start no problem. So those are key indicators that the starter is starting to go bad and it needs to be replaced or rebuilt. Now, some people mistaken a bad starter for a bad battery. Now, the battery is fully charged on my car and it is brand new. So it is not the battery. Now, a key indicator that it is the battery is if you try to crank over and your starter just does multiple clicks, that's when it is the battery, because it's just not getting enough amperage to the starter to crank over, essentially. Now, this is for all you guys that have a tucked wire harness like myself. Now, the tucked wire harness is flawed because they designed it with a very thin starter wire. Now, that is wrong because the OEM starter wire is a lot thicker. There's a reason for that. Think of the starter wire as a fuse, essentially. Now, a lot of current runs through that. The thinner the wire, it'll just break over time because a lot of heat gets conducted while the current runs through to the starter. Now, with a thicker gauge wire, it's less likely to break. But with a thinner wire, always will break. I have since replaced my starter wire because that's what happened, essentially. The thinner wire actually broke, so there's some breaks within the starter wire that I have no idea where it is. So I highly recommend that you guys do replace your starter wire if you are running a tucked harness and are experiencing some starting issues, essentially. So let's get started and we'll replace the starter. All right, so the starter is located right over here. So in order to get there, we're gonna have to remove, I guess, a lot of the components, especially the battery. So we'll get the battery out, and then this intake pipe, and then the cover here, and then we should be able to access the starter. It's held on by basically two bolts, one on the top and one on the bottom. It's going to be hard for you to see because I can't really film in there, but there is one on the top and one on the bottom for you to remove. All right, so before we get started, always disconnect your battery because you are working with power here, and the starter will always run having electricity to it, so it's best to disconnect both sides. All right, so there is the starter right there. A couple things that we have to disconnect is we're gonna have to disconnect this cable here, and then we'll have to unplug the starter wire as well, and then we'll start pulling it out. So we'll have to, yeah, so this is where the starter is, and then you'll see the two bolts. They're pretty on top and one on the bottom, so you have to get a ratchet in there and try to reach it. There you go, starter is out. All right, so I popped off the solenoid cover here. So I think I know what the issue is. Essentially, this plunger is what's causing the clicking noise and the starting like inconsistencies, essentially. So as you can see at the back here, you see it's not smooth, the contact is not great. What you're supposed to do is clean these up with some sandpaper and then put it back. However, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put in a new starter instead. But this is essentially, the contacts are all dirty and it's just not creating a good enough contact when the starter is firing up, which is why it's actually doing that. You can actually buy rebuild kits that replace these contact points and the plunger, and that should fix the issue. We'll do that in the future when I want to salvage this starter, but for now I'll just put a brand new starter in. All right, guys, here's the new starter. So it's a tight fit. So I'm just gonna reverse what I just did and put this back in. Essentially, with the starter out, you can see this is the top bolt and this is the bottom bolt. So the toughest part to get is the bottom bolt here because you can't really see it. You just have to feel it. But aside from that, it should go right in. Let's get this installed. All right, guys, I've got the new starter installed and I've got the battery hooked up now. So I'm gonna do a quick test to make sure that the starter fires up the car. There you go, guys. The new starter is installed. It's not a difficult process, but it does take a little bit of time to try and finesse the starter out there because it's really tight in there, especially since I have AC installed. Anyways, guys, I hope this video helps you guys out. If you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.